Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode on this public investing playlist series. If you follow this channel for quite some time, you know what this is all about. Each month I contribute this public investment portfolio and I show you exactly what I'm doing, how the portfolio is performing. Sometimes it's good, other times it's bad. This is just for entertaining purposes, so that in a few years I can rewatch these videos and understand, oh, this was a good decision, this was a bad decision. I have a really long-term horizon. I don't really need money right now. This might change in the future. We'll see for how long I can keep this series going, but it's also a great way for my friends and people that are watching to approach me and we talk about investment possibilities. And remember, just because an investment might make sense for me, it not necessarily might be the best one for you. Always do your own due diligence and don't trust to hear a random guy on YouTube. Today is Christmas Eve, 24th of December, so my company gave me the day, so I'm taking this time to do the episode of this month because the month will end very soon and I want to keep this as consistent as possible. If you follow this channel, you also know that normally I do a video called the Golden Santa, but I'll just say it straight in the beginning of this video. So this YouTube channel is monetized. Then the entire of this year I made an estimated revenue of $51.58, as you are seeing here on the screen, and everything that I make on this video I donate to charity. So if you watch any of my videos during 2024, congratulations, you're contributing to a good cause, and you can see here a total contribution €52.50. Well, it's not in dollars, but it's more or less the same, and what counts is the intention. Without any further ado, let's open the portfolio, because this is why you're clicked on this video to begin with, or you miss my voice and you're watching this video again. So our portfolio right now is with a total worth of €5,000. Our total money invested was $3,557 and our return right now is hovering on the 40%. So the portfolio is performing really well, but this not always was the case. If you watch previous episodes, you will see that this kind of performance kind of fluctuates all over the place. In the beginning it was trading very negatively, but in these past 2 years the market has been going up and the portfolio is following the same trend. Remember, this is not a realized gain, so this is, if I were to sell all of my position right now, I would have this total return of €1,444. Of course, I live in Portugal, so I would be taxed 28% on this gain, so always bear this in mind. But as I said in the beginning of this video, this is just with a long-term horizon. I don't need this money right now, and this is for me to compound over time and try to build up my net worth. I started this portfolio contributing only €50 or €40 per month, then I started doing 60, 80, 100, 120, and right now 150, and hopefully as I progress throughout my career I'll be able to contribute more. There will be some phases I might need to contribute less, but we'll see. Right now I've been able for the past 3 years to do it consistently on a monthly basis, but maybe in the future I'll be only doing it quarterly, but we will see. If you will follow this channel, it will be fun. Will this trend continue? I don't know. I cannot predict the future. Past performance isn't indicative of future results. Here the visualization of the Trading 202, which is the broker that I'm using, has changed quite a bit, but you can see here the pies I created, for example, January of 2022. You can see that it was very heavy on ETFs, so 50% was for the S&P 500 ETF, 25% for the information technology sector ETF, so 75% of portfolio was in ETFs, and right now the performance, if I had invested all my money back then, would be at 47%, so it would be a bit higher than right now, but in March it would be lower, and right now I believe all of them are in the green, but if you watch previous episodes you will see that sometimes they are in the red. So the total allocation of portfolio, you can see that we have a really big basket of ETFs. ETF is a set of individual stocks all aggregated in this investment vehicle. So my main position in this portfolio, so represents more than a quarter right now, 26.87, is an ETF called QDVE, so it's the information technology sector. These holds companies like, you can see here, allocation. So when I invest, let's say €100, €21 are going to to Apple, 18 are going to Nvidia, 17 are going to Microsoft, and you can see here the distribution. Then 1/5 of my portfolio is in the S&P 500, so the 500 biggest companies in the world, and you can see here some of the companies that are also in the information technology sector, also Apple, also Nvidia, also Microsoft. So this is also one of the reasons I don't invest individually on these stocks, because I'm already very exposed, because these are such a big chunk of my portfolio. So my third biggest position is Google, represents 70% of the portfolio. Then you have the ETF of all world stocks. This comprises of almost 3,000 or let's say over 3,000 companies. So this is a more conservative ETF, and then I have individual stocks. Some are in the green, others are in the bad. In the red, you can see here Farfetch was a company that I invested and I lost all my money. So these 60 euros were completely lost. Then I have CVS Health, which is also in the red, and you also have Intel, that's also in the red. Nike is more or less at 5%, ACML at 5%. Some of these stocks, Johnson & Johnson is pretty much flat, but then I have other positions that are doing really good, such as Facebook, Taiwan Semiconductors, and even Google. I have a really good entry point. You can see here in the dashed line what was the entry price, and in the blue what is the current price if I were to sell right now. So let's have a look at the pie that I created for this month. So I created this pie. 25% is going still to my information technology ETF. 15% is going to the S&P 500, 10% is going to Alibaba, so I have my Chinese exposure. I'm adding a new stock here to the portfolio, ADOBE. It's been falling a bit, and I want to include this in my portfolio. It's already included in the information technology sector, but I'm really confident in the future of this company. And remember, just because I'm doing this today doesn't necessarily mean it's the right decision for you. Then an ETF with all the 3,000 stocks, so it's a very conservative chunk of the portfolio. Then 5% on Alphabet, 5% on Nike, 5% on CVS Health, 5% on Pinduoduo, 5% on Intel. Since the stocks are falling so much, I'm trying to get my average price a bit lower for this position. Then again, it's not a big chunk of the portfolio, just 5% of a monthly contribution throughout the year. And this gives me an average annual return of 11.50%, but I didn't trust these values just because this was the performance in the past year or years. This doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the performance in the future. Remember, like, imagine if gold has an average return of 8% per year, let's say, doesn't necessarily mean that each year is going to jump 8%. You can actually be 0, 0, 0, and then in the last year have something like 30%, and then next year negative, and other year really good. It's just that over the average, if you have a really long time horizon, which is the case, it should turn around those numbers. But then again, all investments have associated risks, so always bear in mind what is your risk profile. Without any further ado, the markets are only going to open in 8 minutes, but we're still gonna make the positions here. I'll have to get the tradition for Bananeiro here in my hometown. It's Christmas, it's a great day. I'm not working today, so first my YouTube update, then we can have some fun. So you can see here the distribution for all the stocks, the stocks or vehicles or ETFs in this case, and we'll just hit next. We are ready to go. So we have a fee, okay. Confirm. Okay, your request. And let's see if some of these positions are gonna execute, or we just wait a tiny bit. So I believe they will only execute roughly in 8 minutes once the market opens, but I'll try to upload this video as soon as possible. As you can see here, the portfolio is already showing 5,150 euros, and my return has dropped 2% because this hasn't even had time to execute. So I'm buying these at 100, doesn't give really a lot of time for it to go up or go down. Considering the other position that I already had at 40%, this is gonna bring it down to 38%, but we will see once this executes later today. Thank you all for watching. I wish you Merry Christmas if you see this video before Christmas. If not, I wish you a happy year, and I'll see you next time. Bye.